All right, hey guys, welcome back to another solo Sunday. Today I am incredibly excited to share with you guys Inventors of the South Tigris. This is the third game in the South Tigris trilogy by Shem Phillips and S.J. McDonald, Garphill Games. You guys know them. And yeah, I'm very excited about this. I've been playing this non-stop since I've gotten it. So hopefully I don't mess any of the rules up. So like the other South Tigris games, this is a game that involves dice and influence. It's kind of the main gimmick throughout the entire trilogy, that we're using dice for actions. There's a little bit of worker placement, and there's this influence that will dictate some things. In this game, we're going to be placing dice on our workshop board to activate some abilities, and we're going to be using our workers to do some things, to spend some influence, to get some abilities, to move our ship down the river, things like that. So because it's a dice and a dice placement, worker placement game, we will be using dice and workers. To simulate that, the AI has two separate decks, a dice deck and a worker deck, and each round their decks are comprised of a set number of those cards. I do have a couple dice up here because they're like, the pips are missing, so I didn't want to put them in the pool. And just to remind me that this stack is the dice stack, this stack is the worker stack, so that whenever cards get added throughout the round, I know what stack to take them from. It happens. Things will trigger that. So I'll kind of go over the rules as we're playing. But in short, there's a couple things we can do on our turn. We can play one of our workers out on the board to one of the various worker placement spaces, or we can place out dice on our workshops to activate effects on our workshops, or place them to do camel actions. And the camel actions are kind of the meat of the point scoring. It's going to get you the ability to invent inventions, build those inventions, run tests on those inventions, and publish those inventions. And we'll kind of go over all that as we're doing them. So let's just get started here. Oh, and not to mention, you can see there's a third player color, purple, or I'm sorry, purple is the second player. I'm blue, purple, and then this is for the dummy player. The dummy player is a dummy player that is added for the 2 and 1 player variant to kind of tighten up some spots on the board, kind of make things a little more competitive, block some stuff off, things like that. So we need to finish the setup for that first. There's actually a couple things I need to finish on my setup. So one of the things is we've got the bot taken care of. They got their deck. They've got 4 dice cards and 2 worker cards, and there are 3 money. We have 2 money. We need 2 invention cards, so we've got those. We also need to take one of these to get our starting setup here. So this is going to be what we get to start with in the game. We're going to start with 1 influence in blue, 2 in orange, and 1 in charcoal or black. However, it's technically charcoal, but I may say black. So let's go ahead and put that influence up there. There's endgame scoring for having the most and second most in there, hence why there's a dummy player to deny the second player. This says we get 1 orange die in our study. So on our board here, we've got our study, and this is the area that will give us some bonuses when we get our dice. We get our dice to this area, but they're not active yet. So we're going to put that die there, our orange die. Value doesn't matter. We're going to get in our readied area, which is this section here with the sand. So we have an exhausted area. Pretty self-explanatory. Cards are exhausted. Our readied area, we can use the dice. This space here, that's the C, is going to be our determined area. Those dice are usable, but when you place them, you can actually up the pip value by 1. And then finally, we have the inspired area at the very top. And dice from that can be, you can add up to 5 to the pips on that. So you can turn any dice to a 6, basically. And we do want higher dice, for the most part. If a die is throughout the game, we'll be able to brighten our dice, which are this symbol here, this little arrow pointing up. You can move dice through the different sections. If you move it from a determined dice to an inspired dice, and it's a colored die, you'll get inspiration, or I'm sorry, you'll get influence in the appropriate guild depending on the color of the die. So we're going to get 1 blue die in our readied area and 5 white die. We actually start the entire game with 11, so the rest will be in our exhausted area. And when the dice goes to your readied area, or anytime it's out of being exhausted, we have to roll those dice. The dice in the exhausted area do not matter what the values are. We're going to put 1 charcoal die and 3 white die down here. Let's go ahead and roll these real quick. Okay. So those are our dice that we're ready to use. We also get this workshop tile, the starting one, which is here. Here it is. Okay, this is the starting workshop tile we're going to get, and I'll explain what that is. And then we have our craftspeople. So we have 6 craftspeople. We have our I can't remember all the names. Blacksmith, it starts at level 1 on the tower. We can see by the 1, and then with the green means it's flipped face up. We have our Weaver, that will start on level 2 face down. Our Scribe that starts at level 4 face up. Our Carpenter that starts at level 1 face up. Our Tiler that starts at level 2 face down. And our Chandler at level 1 face up. So that's our starting setup. If you're playing, there is a 3-round variant that you would use the other side for, but you don't do that in solo. So our starting tile. So this will get to place in our workshop anywhere. And the way the workshop works is that there will be a dice value. You can place up to 2 die here, and there's a dice value that if you meet that or exceed that value, you get to trigger the effect. Throughout the game, we'll be adding more to our workshop, and when you add more, there may be other requirements. So in this case, it needs to be at least a 1 value in this workshop with at least 1 blue die. And so we are going to do that, and there's a couple different places we can put this. If we put it here, this is, if we have at least a 7, we get to draw a card, we can ready one of our craftspeople, and we get 2 money. So we put this here, that'll actually, if we put a blue something and get at least 7, we'll get to flip over 2 craftspeople, which is nice because then you can kind of do 2 at once. This will let us, if at a 4 value, let us increase one of our craftspeople to the next level, or put influence in a guild. And then this one needs a 1, and this lets us brighten 2 dice and add the pip value to 1 die. The interesting part about this, if we put this down here, we can brighten 3 dice off of 1 action, which is actually pretty good. So we basically be turning in 1 or 2 dice, really 1 because it only needs 1, and we can get 3 usable. So I think that's where we're going to start. As we add more to our board, we can add them in the most left column for free, but if we exceed to the next column without these columns being full for every column that we go through, it was going to cost money. So we could place one here and it'll cost the money, but if we wanted to place one here and we hadn't filled these out, it'll cost us 2 money. Bonuses happen as we go down, so you kind of incentivize to kind of figure out that balance. So yeah, so we've done that. We need to set up the dummy player. So the dummy player we're going to place out influence and block off some spaces based on this deck. So we're going to flip this over. So at the beginning of every round, we're going to do this. The dummy player is going to put 2 influence in orange and 1 in charcoal. So you can see now, if we were to just end the scoring, there would be some, we would like deny purple entirely from there. They're going to move their boat up 3 spaces. Now this is purely to break ties. So that's all the function of their boat is. And then we have these spots here that are going to either increase the amount of influence needed to take that spot, or it will block that spot off entirely. So the double blue influence spot here is blocked off. The the 1 black influence and a card, that space is blocked off. And then the space that would let us sail and gets us a coin, normally costs 1 of each influence, will cost an additional orange influence this round. That's how the dummy works. And then this tent will come into play at the end of the round, depending on who tents first. So we're the first player. We start the game with 2 workers and our 11 dice, and let's just get into it. So like I said, it's a dice placement, worker placement game. On our turn, we can either place a die on our board, activate something there, or place a worker out by spending influence. These spaces don't require influence. Also, these spaces can have as many workers, where the rest of them can only have 1. And you can tell by the big circle versus the little circle. And I think the circles are open. We're going to see a lot of these. This is another sort of resource in our game, is our invention cards. And they've got a lot of stuff going on with them. So while they're in your hand, you can have only 8 or less. And at any time, as a free action, you can discard them to refresh or brighten a die, or refresh a craftsperson. Most of them refresh craftspeople, and then gain 1 die value. Just discard it, get that effect. Where it comes into play in other aspects are when we do our inventions. So we have some preset out invention boards with some cards. These are neutral marker things, so there's some stuff kind of going. For the solo game, you only have 3 invention boards that have been invented, and then until they get built, you can have only 3 builds, and then you can have as many fully published inventions. But at the beginning of the game, there's only 3. The way the board works is, whenever we would to invent something, we would pay the cost here by the die value, and up here from our what do you call it? Our camel action. So as a camel action, I would place a die value, in this case for 2 or more, and then discard 2 invention cards from my hand to place out a card here. And I'd be creating this resonating door, if you will, or resonating bowl. When we place this out, we get to take, if we match any of the guild spots there. We get to add influence to that particular guild. We would take one of the invention markers from our board, gain this royalty bonus, we'll go up on the royalty track, and that gets us some round bonuses, some income kind of thing. And then we'd place one of these onto that spot here, and then we'd be done. That's inventing. Once it's invented, it stays in this left column. As you can tell, this one's an invented one. When you wanted to build it, that would be another action here. And then the build value would be up here. So this, in case to make this resonating bowl, we would need to spend 12 with the die value. And then we need to pay our weaver, our chandler, and our tiler. That would mean we'd pay the amount of gold or silver in the column that they're in. It would flip them face down and move them up the tower. Once we paid them all, whoever invented this and the builder would get the bonus here. In solo, the AI does nothing with the bonuses on the building. So if they build it and I invent it, I'll get the bonus. If they invent something and I build it, I'll get the bonus. They get nothing. So once that happens, so in this case, and if you build your own invention, you just get it once. So if we build this, we'll get 2 card draws. It'll flip this over and be in the build section, and then whoever built it will put influence here. Once it's built, it can be published. Publishing would always require an 8 or more. You have to pay the inventor. So if the AI were to build or publish something of mine, I would get a gold, or silver, vice versa. I would have to send a silver to the bank. Your scribe publishes, so you'd have to pay your scribe and pay anyone else of your craftspeople. Then it goes into the left-hand column. When you play us out one of these cards, this is endgame scoring conditions, so this would be at the end of the game, my lowest marker, if it's on level 4, I'll get 2 points, and if it's on level 7, I'll get 4 points. Depending on some other scoring things, you can multiply those, things like that. We'll get into it more. And the final camel action is going to be is testing. So you're going to take a colored die, and you'll replace with a white die up here, and you'll place that colored die on there. You lose that die, and depending on where it is, you will get influence and move your boat down the river, and that will score the person whose inventions these are, or who published them, who built them or published them, will score some points based on how many times they're tested. So we'll get into the specifics of that as the game progresses. There are bonuses depending on the color of die for doing those camel actions, but I wanted to kind of just give you a brief overview on how that looked. All right, so we're first player, and we've got a couple choices to make. So we can play a worker out, and we can play some dice out. So I think one thing I want to do is just looking right off the bat at my cards. I've got this door, which is interesting at the end of the game. If I have a set of if I have 2 sets of black or charcoal and orange die, I'll get 2 points. If I have 4 sets of that pair, I'll get 4 points. So that's something to kind of go for, kind of drive some of my end game decisions. This is interesting for this neutral one. This, if you're on at least the 6 space on royalties, you'll get your points, your 2 points. If you're on the 10 space, you'll get your 4 points. So that might be one to go for, just because, and it's easy to build because it's pretty cheap. Only needs a 1 value die. So we actually might want to build that while we're thinking about it. Maybe we do want to build it. The only issue is that we have our weaver is unavailable at the moment. So we need to figure out how we're going to do that. So I think the first thing I want to do is possibly... Oh, what does that do? Hold on. Hold, please. The tile, the very front workshop tile that has a check mark on the box, I don't know what they do. This workshop has the charcoal color for all squares. Oh, okay. So if I got this, it would count for charcoal, and I wouldn't have to put a charcoal die in that column, or that row. I mean, that's interesting. So maybe we do want to move, and I do have the extra influence to move down the river. We could do that. And I do need some more money if I do want to build that. So maybe we want to take that and kind of see where things go. So let's do it. We'll place our first action. We'll take our worker. We'll place it here. That's going to cost us 1 influence in each guild normally, but then we'd also have to pay an additional orange one, which we have, to sail down the river. So we're going to get a coin, and we're going to move our boat 1 space. You have to move exactly that number of spaces for each tile there. So if once this tile has been removed, the AI will skip it and go here on 1 movement, and so on and so forth. As they disappear, you'll go down faster. We're going to take this tile. So we can put this in any row, and what this does is that it gives us what, +3? Or you need at least a 3, and if we get at least a 3, then that counts for being a charcoal die in the workshop. So like I said, we can place it here, and if we did that, that'd be great, but we'd have to pay money. So we may want to kind of see if we can trigger some other gray abilities in a different row. And we need at least a 3, and this one's a 4 and a 7, so if we put it here, we'll always trigger it if we want to trigger these abilities. So I think for the sake of it, we'll go here. We'll do that there. Now, what we've uncovered is for research, and we'll get into that later, but we've uncovered a research spot. So that'll get, the first set of research spots will give us ongoing abilities. These give us tent abilities, and these give us instant abilities. They're very strong. So we are done with our first turn. We're going to go with the AI. So we're going to flip over. We're going to see the first thing. Does the AI have 4 money? If they did, they would publish or build. They don't have 4 money. So instead, they will place 1 influence in the blue guild and get 1 money. And that's it. That's their turn. AI is very simple here to run. It's very, very simple. And then the side here is a decision thing. So we'll get into that when the time comes. But that's it. Their turn's done. Okay. So one thing I need to do is get one of my guys refreshed. And for me to do that, I've got money. So I think we're going to do this workshop here. And to activate it, I think I'm going to take... Oh, I need a 7, and I have a 4. Okay, we're going to take 2 of these 4s. We're going to activate these 2 4s here. What this is going to let us do is run all the workshop things in this column. So we would activate everything as a charcoal, but we don't have anything that needs a charcoal, so that's fine. So we're going to get a card. We're going to draw a card from top of the deck. This is a sail. Oh, that would actually let us make... So this card will let us flip this without having to do this, but we're going to flip it anyway. So we're going to flip our Weaver over. And then we're going to get 2 money. And then we had anything else, we could activate those. And in fact, we can activate them in any order if we had more. But we don't. So that's our turn. The AI is going to go. Do they have 3 money? They do. And they're going to do they're going to do exactly what I wanted to do. They're going to build. So when the AI builds, they're going to pay their money. They're going to use this tracking here to pick on which one in the column they're going to do. And they're picking number 1. And that's the thing I wanted to build. So they're going to build this. That's going to flip this over here. And they're going to put their influence here. That's exactly what I wanted to build, and I'm really frustrated that they got that. So now we're going to refill this. So maybe now we want to reassess maybe some things that we have. So it wouldn't be too bad to maybe do this sale if we can clear out our if we do a lot of... I mean, it still doesn't mean we can't publish on here, because if we publish this, we can get this bonus at the end of the game for the beacon bonus for like going up here. And if we try to go for this where we're going to clear this off, we're going to be activating this a lot, so it might be worth it. So maybe we do still want to do that. What can we match up? This is a blue and 2 oranges, so this would match up this one really well. That would cost us 7 and make us discard a card to play it. And my Tyler's flipped down, but I can, I guess, discard that to flip my Tyler up. So let's discard this to flip our Tyler up and give ourselves a pip. And we're gonna go ahead and use our camel action, one of our camel actions here. We only have 2 to start with, to invent. So we're gonna invent this. What is it called? Wind-powered sail, which sounds like an appropriate thing. So when we want to publish or build this later, we need our Tyler, our blacksmith, and our chandler. But for now, we're gonna place that there. That's gonna give us an influence in blue and orange. We are going to get a bump up here, which is going to let us move one of our workers or one of our guys up here. We're going to end up moving. We're going to end up doing this one and this one. So let's move this one up. And this will become important in a moment. Then we're going to place one of these tiles out. And I think I want to do this one. Yeah. So these, when these come off the board, as we do the rows, we'll get points if we have 2 interconnected ones. But then if we do columns, we get a bonus. So we're going to aim for columns because that's the scoring criteria for that one. So we're going to aim for the columns. We're going to put that there. We invented that device. And I have to discard a card for the inventing. So I discarded a card for that, because the other card I discarded was to flip that over. All right, we're done. The AI is going to go. We're going to flip. They're going to test. Now when they test, they roll a die based on their thing here. So they're going to roll a 1. Or they're going to roll a blue die, and they're going to pick it on the top of the 3. They're going to choose it on the 3rd one, the top of the 3, because it's number 1. Then it would be here, and then they would go here. So they're going to roll a blue die, and then if there was multiple options, they do the leftmost one they could. So they're going to roll this blue die here. It's a 3. They're going to place blue influence, and they're going to move their boat 1 space, and they're going to skip over and take this. Now, when they take this gets them 2 points at the end of the game. Now, one thing that they don't adhere to that we have to deal with is when we place out testing die, they cannot be a lower value than any other die on that board. So in this instance, if I want to test this machine, I have to do a 3 or more. And then if I end up doing a 5, for instance, the next die has to be a 5 or 6. The AI doesn't care about that. They just roll and go for it. So ideally, you kind of want to start with lower dice because it's going to be harder to get the bigger dice up there. But the AI doesn't care. And they can mess us up. Like, that's a 3, that's not bad. But if they rolled a 6, then we have to put 6s there if we want to end up test on that machine. Okay, I think this would be a good time to use my worker to try to get some research done. So let's use our worker, and we'll go here. So we're going to spend an influence in blue and a coin, and we can do one of 2 things. In every single guild, you can use one of these worker placement spaces to research. Researching is to take from one of the sections that you're at or before. So at the beginning of the game, just here, and we're going to take the top 3 tiles from here, pick one of them and place it into the leftmost spot available. That'll get us 3 points at the end of the game and an ongoing ability. The other thing you could do, at each of the guilds, you can get a die of the color. So we could get a blue die. At the orange guild, we can get an orange die, and at the charcoal guild, we can get a charcoal die. And then they each have another special effect. So the blue guild will let us move 2 of our workers up the tower. The orange guild let us draw 3 invention cards, and the charcoal guild will let us get our royalty bonus as well as get a coin. So we're gonna do the thing we're gonna get the research bonus. So we're gonna flip these over, and do we have anything for blue dice? So this is what's available. So basically, anytime we would gain any royalties, or anytime we'd go up on the royalty track, we would get a brighten a die. Anytime we gained a blue die, we get to draw a card and get a coin. And anytime we would flip over or get rid of one of our parcel arts or tower, we can get a card or and brighten a die. I think I want to go with the blue and kind of maybe focus on getting blue dice. Is that what I want to do? Or do we want to get up this track? Maybe we want to get up this track. I have some thoughts. Yeah, let's do that. Let's just lean into that. Let's lean into getting our workers all the way to the top. Okay, so we're going to do that. That's an ongoing ability for us. We notate that with an influence here. And at the end of the game, we score 3 points. Now, in a multiplayer game, someone else could research what you've already researched. They can get that effect too, but they only score 1 point at the end of the game for it because they got their second. The AI will not do that. They will only just research on a completely empty space. So they will ignore it. If I've researched both these spots, they'll just skip the action if they are going to research. Okay. So our go now. No, AI's go, sorry. So do they have 2 influence in orange? They don't. So they're just going to get 3 money. Okay, there was something I was going to do, and I don't remember what it was. Oh yeah, I planned on doing some building, but I really wanted to get this out. So I don't want to use my blue die yet, so I'm going to use this 1 and go here. That's going to let us, we're not going to be able to do this effect, which is fine, because we don't have anything to flip anyway, but we're going to move 2 dice out of our, we're going to brighten 2 dice. So I'm going to move this gray one out, and I have a choice. I can move these ones out, or move one of these up a second time, or I can move this one out, or I can move it up. If you move it up within the study, and you cover up that bonus, you'll get to activate that. So that's what we're actually going to do. We're going to move this orange one up here, and it's going to let us draw a card. And then because we brighten this one, we're going to roll it. And it's a 6. Okay. Oh, that's actually kind of cool. Okay, let's see what the AI wants to do. Okay, they're going to test. And they're going to test with an orange die on the middle spot, which is going to get them up the track quite a bit. So let's roll. It's a 2. They're going to go 1, 2, 3, and they're going to take this. Okay, this is not the most ideal because I was hoping to not have to use both of those, but we're going to have to because that needs a 7. So we're going to go ahead and invent, or no, we're going to build, I'm sorry. We're going to build. So we're going to spend the the gray die there for building. When we build, we could flip one of our things over, but we've already got them all flipped over. So we're going to build that. It's going to cost us 1 gold or 1 silver for our blacksmith. So it's going to flip this over. It's going to move up. It's going to cost us 1 for our chandler. It's going to move up. It's going to cost us 1 for our tiler. It's going to move up. Now, anytime you need to spend money for something and you don't have the money or you don't want to, you can flip over a different one of your craftspeople and they'll count for the money. So now that we did that, this is going to move over to this section. We are going to gain the bonus here, so a die of any color. I think the die that I want to go for is going to be... What do I want? We're going to end up tenting soon, so it's not going to super matter. But let's go for... Let's go for charcoal. So we're going to gain the charcoal die here. When you gain a die, you have to remove one of the white dice. And then we are going to flip this over like that. And we're going to put our influence here. There we go. This adds here. And now at the end of the game, we're going to be eligible for those points. So that's our turn. The AI is going to take their last turn, which is going to be tenting, because it's their last thing they can do. So they're going to ignore all this, and they're just going to go here. They're going to place their tent out here. And because they were the first ones to tent, they're going to place the dummy tent here. Now, tenting, and they're done. So now the way tenting works is that if you tent here, any of the spots, you get to activate an ability. The ability, these are variable. There's about another 5 or so in the box. Once you're done with that, when we raise our tents, they'll go up to the top section. The first person to tent in the first 3 spots will get influence relative to those things, so the blue, orange, and charcoal. And at the end of the game, every tent up there counts for 2 influence in that guild, so you kind of want to. This lets you get an envoy, which is a 3rd or 4th worker that doesn't require, it gets you an influence discount when doing worker placement action, so it gets you an extra worker. This spot gives us an additional camel action. So you can actually buy a camel here, but it costs 1 of every influence. So this will let you just get it for free. Now, the way the bot does it, they do this just like we do, but here they will get an additional worker card and an additional dice card, depending on where they do it. But this doesn't give you any endgame things, so we've been denied that. First player also for the next round will be the farthest left tent, and so in that case it's going to be us regardless because they picked that one. So that's what it is. Now, when you tent, you're kind of done for the round, but you got a couple things you can do. For the AI, every round that we continue to go that they've tented and we haven't, they're going to get $1 or a money. For us, we have these actions here, and we'll kind of go over them when we need to, but we can place a dice in our workshop, we can brighten a die, we can refresh a craftsperson, we can pay a craftsperson to remove dice from a workshop and put it into her exhaust area, and that'll make sense in a bit. When we tent, we have any additional workers or camel spaces available that we didn't use, we can refresh a craftsperson and brighten a die. So we've got a couple different things we can do if we choose to tent before the AI and they take some more turns. But I think we're going to tent because there's not really a whole lot more I can do. So we're going to tent, and I think to do that we're going to go here. That's going to let us move up on this track, and we're going to get to brighten a die. And I think the die I want to brighten is going to be this one, which will get us a coin for brightening it there. And that's it. So we are now done. So now we're going to go into the this area. So this is, the leftmost person gets the first player. It's me, because the dummy doesn't count. Then we're going to brighten all unused dice. So unused dice on our board are going to be these ones and this one. So these move up here. We have to roll them. These ones can either move up or move out, and we're going to move them both out. Okay. Then it says to exhaust all used die. These are all going to go to the exhaust pile. Then we are going to return any hired camels. So if we hired a camel, that would be this. We'd be returning it back. We would then retrieve all our workers. So we're going to take our workers back. I don't even think they placed any, because they tented on that one and they couldn't do that one. So yeah, they didn't even place any workers their last round. And then finally, we're going to raise tents. So that's going to raise the tent up here. And because we're the first ones to do this one, we'll get influence in black. All right, so that's it. That's end of round one. We're going to do beginning of round stuff, which is gain royalties and income. So for the bot, they're going to get their 3 money. They always get 3 money. We will get, here, we'll get to brighten a die and get 2 money. And the die I'm going to brighten is actually going to be my blue die. And then here, oh, I didn't do this. So this, on the tower, I didn't do this. So on the tower, this is the cost that is to pay the craftsperson. Would be income for that whenever we come to that point, and then this is the effect we get once this is cleared out. This is cleared out, so we actually get to refresh one of our craftspeople, which we're going to actually refresh this one. And then this gets moved to the top here, and we shift down. So now on income, we get to move one of our craftspeople up and get a money. So we're going to move that one up. Okay. Now we need to set up the dummy, and we need to reallocate their cards. So because they got the camel last round, they went to that camel space. They're gonna get an additional dice card. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They would normally get 5 this turn, but now they're gonna get 6, and they still get 2 of those. Let's shuffle up. Oh, and I didn't do this. I got a card draw for that, for removing that, because that was part of that. And I would get to move another one of my craftspeople up. So we're going to move them up. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Not sorry. Move them up. Brighten a die, which would have been before. So I'm not going to worry about it. I guess I would just be moving that up or something like that. So we'll just do that. Because that would have happened earlier, and I didn't do it then. So it would just be moving that one up there. Okay, we need to set the dummy up. So the dummy player is going to move their boat 4 spaces. 1, 2, oh, that's too far. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to add 1 influence into blue and 2 into black. And then we're going to put on the boat space the additional black influence. We're going to block out that space there, and we're going to leave the blue one in the way it is. All right, so I want to make some more deals over here. So the wheel would be interesting to do, because that's will get us if we get more of these tiles, if we wanted to invent that, and it doesn't seem too bad to do. If we want to build it though, or invent it, we need kind of a higher dice value up there, which we can make, and I think we're going to go for it. So we're going to do this and this. Oops. Oh, I didn't mention, here after we cleared this tent, we get an additional camel. So now I have 3 camels this turn, or for the rest of the game actually. So we're going to take this orange and this 5, this orange 4 and this 5, there, and we're going to invent on this board, I think. I want this here. Is this going to give us matches? It gives us 1 match. So maybe we don't want to do it there. Yeah, it's the best one we have. I guess unless we did down here, but I need more cards. So maybe we want to get some more cards. Kind of all over the place, if you can tell. Okay, first thing we're going to do is actually this. We're going to take our 5 blue and we're going to go here. That's going to activate this. We're going to brighten 3 dice, increase 1 die by 1 value, and refresh one of our workers. So we're going to refresh this. We're going to brighten these 3. Oh, we got some pretty good values there. And we're going to bump that up by 1. So that's our first turn. So AI is going to go. Do they have 4 money? They sure do. So they're going to publish. When they publish, they're going to pick their priority. They're going to publish this one. That's going to move that here. And that means that they're going to get that there. And that's it. That's all they do. They just put their influence there. They're going to score a bunch of points at the end of the game. Now in multiplayer, you would kind of like consolidate some of this stuff a little bit, but in solo you don't, because there's a priority track. So we'll fill the holes in as we're going. Okay. Now I think, oh, we need some more cards. We need some cards is what we need. But I want to move down the river a bit. So I have a couple ways to do it. We could test. Get some river movement, but we've got some high values there, and it's going to be hard to test later. I don't want to test on their stuff because it's going to get them more points, but it might behoove us to do so. But if we can get some more tiles down here, it could get us some extra stuff here. So let's see. We do want some cards. So maybe we do want to test. We can go 1, 2, 3 and take this. That lets us pay a worker to increase the value by 6 when we're taking an action in a workshop, which, that's okay. This is interesting, so we need to move 2 spaces for that one. So we could test. So let's go ahead and do that. We're going to test So to test, we're going to place a die value here. We're going to place a die there to remember to switching out the colored die for a white die. And we're going to put it here on this device. It's going to get us a black influence. We're going to move 2 spaces. Remember, we skip spaces that are empty. We're going to take this tile here. So this one is when we place an 8 blue, we can spend our blacksmith to move our boat 1 space. And I want to put it here ultimately because this is going to be the blue row. So we're going to spend the money and put it there. And then now we have it here. And because we covered up this bonus, we get another die of any color. And we're going to get a blue die. And then we're going to remove one of these dice for doing that. Okay. The AI is going to go. They're going to invent. And they're going to invent here on that spot. And they're going to look to see if they can pick they can get any influence matches. And they do. They've got 2. So they're going to get an influence in blue and black. If they didn't have any, they would discard until they got at least 1. And they're going to put that like that. And that's it. That's their turn. Okay, I wanted this board or this board, so that still works out okay. I really want this board, honestly, because it's just cheaper. And I want to do this one, I think, but I need another card. So let's go ahead and we'll drop this 2 and 5. No, we'll turn this into a 3 and 4. And because it's in this section, we can turn it to a 3. We can bump it up 1. We'll get to refresh. We'll get 2 money. And we'll get into card. Maybe this will be something more interesting to build. So this would be building out farther in a single row. So we could actually build that all the way out and get the points for that. And we would get the same kind of thing there. So if we can get one of these 2 built here, that would be nice. All right. The AI is going to go. Do they have 2 influence in blue? They sure do. So they're going to place their worker out there. They're going to go from the left spot, the right spot, and the bottom spot. They're going to spend that 2, and they're going to research. They're going to research on the farthest back position they can in the section that they're in. So they're going to research here. Just put that there. And that's all they do. They don't get an effect. They just get the points for that. All right. So we're going to do, I guess I could have invented and used an orange die and drawn a card as my discarding thing. So I guess we could have maybe done that. But we're going to invent. So we're going to spend this 4 orange. And I think I want this one because I think it's going to be easier to get off. So we're going to discard. We're going to get to draw a card because that's for the bonus for inventing with an orange die. We're going to keep that one. We're going to discard these 2 to do the wheel. So at the end of the game, if we can get this built and published, we can get points for having columns filled. We're going to place that there. It's going to be 2 black influence. And we're going to get to go up on this, which will let us move one of our people up. Let's go ahead and move up. We know we're going to do these 2 and this one. So let's move up the Weaver because these 2 will get done when we build it. And then we're going to place one of our tiles here. We're going to place this here. And then because we uncovered this bonus, we get to move up another one of our people. So we'll move that one up. I think that's it. I think we're done. That's our hand. All right. AI, do they have 2 orange influence? They don't, so they're just going to get 3 money. And anytime they have a card, they only place a worker on the first section. So in this time, they wouldn't place a worker. They just get their money. Okay, I want to build this. If I build this, it's going to cost me 7, and I've got the money for it. So we've got a gray here. That'll give us a refresh, although we don't need a refresh, I guess. But I do want to build this. So let's just go ahead and do that. So we're going to spend... I do have my 2 workers too. Is there anything I can do on the board that would be interesting? We could do some research. I think that wouldn't be bad because we could get some more bonuses. So let's do research first. We'll research. We'll spend 2 black influence because we got plenty. We'll research there. So this will be... Oh, anytime we fill a column, we get influence and push up one of our workers. Anytime we get a... crafts tile or workshop tile will go up on here, and then anytime we research we'll get a money. I think I want this because that's what I'm aiming for to combo with that. So we're actually going to do that one. Place that there. We'll get an influence, and the fact that we filled them will stop the AI from trying to fill them when that action takes place. So all right. So as long as they don't screw me up and take this, I think we're in a good spot for next turn. Okay, they're going to build. Oh, thank goodness. No, they're building the thing I want to build because this doesn't have a thing on it. So they're going to go down here and build that. That's not what I wanted. No, I literally called the thing that I didn't want them to do. So they're going to build this. Gosh darn it. Why I can still publish it. And then I'm going to get 2 influence, or I'm going to get 2 bumps here. So I'm going to bump this up to up here. It's going to get me a influence there. And then I'm going to bump this one out, and we're going to roll. Well, that's a pain in the behind. Are you kidding me? Every single time this happens. Okay. Well, we could go ahead and just publish it. But I think I'm going to go for publishing this one first. So we're going to publish. We need an 8. So I'm going to spend my blue 4 and my my white 5 there. When we publish with the blue, we get to brighten a die. So we're going to brighten that die out of exhaust. We're going to do this one. So it's going to cost us 2 money for our scribe that are going to move up there. I'm the person that owns it, so I don't have to pay myself. And then I can spend 2 money, or one on any other. Spend on any other. So we're going to pick this one. And that's going to move up. This will move over here. And we get to go up on this track again. And at the end of the game, we're going to get to double up on this. So if we can clear out another 2 of these, we'll get 8 points for that total, which is huge. All right. Bot's going to go. Do they have 4 money? They do not. So they're going to gain influence in the Black Guild and get a money. Okay. I've got no worker. No, I've got 1 worker left. What do we want to do? I could, well, I can't build because I have no camel. I could go get a camel, but I don't have blue influence to get the camel. So it could be worth us getting another charcoal die. Or can I move? It's possible for me to move. Do some sailing. I don't think so. We could get a charcoal die and set up to test next round and get some movement on it from this. We could do this and bump that up. Maybe we do that. We'll put the 4 here and we'll bump up on here. That's going to activate this and get us another color die there. And then we get to activate this effect because we flipped this. So we get another color die. What do we want? Let's go for orange. That'll get that out of the way. This goes up here. And then we're going to be able to activate that, which is going to let us draw a card and brighten another die. Let's brighten this die and get another card. Maybe get some. This is kind of cool. So this will be for building. We've built 1 thing, so we've built 2 things. We can get some stuff going. This is for sets of every die, so we could go for that and kind of get it. We've got 1 of each, so long as we don't spend them for testing. All right, the bot's going to go. They're going to test. They're going to test the orange die. And then they're going to go for this one first. So let's roll. It's going to be a 4, and they're going to move here, and they're going to stop. The first time you go here, you stop. So they do that. When we go there, we can clear one of our workshops and gain a white die in the ready area. When they do it, they just gain a die to their deck. And we shuffle it in. And then the first person that does that flips all these. And when you research in this section, you get tenting bonuses. So when you tent, you get an additional little something, something. But I believe everybody has a stop there, not just the first player. Yeah, everybody has a stop there. So it would be kind of nice if I could get there before the next round so I can kind of go up, but I don't think it's going to happen. So we may just tent. And if we tent... I don't know. Do we want a tent? I think we tent. I think we're going to go ahead and tent. And I'm going to tent here. And I get to do the first one. I am the first person to tent, so I'm going to tent there. And because we tented with a worker and or a camel space, we get to refresh a worker or refresh a craftsperson and brighten a die. We're going to brighten this die up to here, and that's going to let us move one of these up. We're going to move that up like that. Okay, they're going to do their second to last turn. They're going to invent and get a money. They're going to invent with their priority down here. They got 2 matches into orange. And they're going to place one of these out. I really need to invent so I can get, so I can I can get some stuff. I'm gonna probably try to invent this next turn or next round. Okay, so it's they're gonna take a turn, so we get to do something. So we could pay one of our workers to send some of these back down, which might be good because then that way we have them for next round. So yeah, let's do that. We'll spend 2 money because that's what it costs now, and pay our weaver to take the dice from here and put it into our ready pile or our exhaust pile. Okay, now they're gonna tent, so they're gonna put their tent in the middle and go here. All right, so that is the end of the thing. So farthest person gets first player, which is us. We're going to brighten all the unused die. So this will get brightened. This will get brightened. This will get brightened. We can then exhaust all the rest of our dice. We are going to get our workers. And now after our second tent gets placed, we get our third worker. We'll give him back his workers, and then we'll raise our tents. So this goes away. We get orange influence for raising up there, and then he gets purple, or his purple one goes right there, and that's it. So I think that's it. So we'll do income. They're going to get their 3 money. Let's sort their deck out here. So round 3, they get 5 dice cards and 3 worker cards. One, two, three, four, 5. And then we'll flip over the dummy, move the boat 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Place 2 in blue, 1 in black. Oops. And then this tile covers that up. That gets covered up, and this moves to there. All right, and we are still first player. Okay, so can I invent something? It's going to cost me 9 to invent. I could. I think I will. But we're not going to get a lot of bonuses off of doing this one. This could be for building stuff. I've only built one thing. We'll get a lot of influence for doing this one. But this one I'm kind of leaning towards more because, but although I'll kind of pigeonhole myself if I start wanting to test, and I want to test to move my die. So maybe we won't do that. Maybe we'll go for the eyeglasses. So we're gonna do this one. So this will score us at the end for having built stuff. So we're gonna go ahead and use our, because this is in the top section, we can turn it into any value you want. So we're gonna turn this into a 6. I guess we'll take both of these. And we're going to invent that. So we have to discard 1 card. Discard that. It's going to get us influence in black and orange. We get to go up on this, which is going to let us raise one of these up. We'll raise that up. No, we'll raise up this one. And then we get to undo one of these, and I think we'll do this one here. No, we'll do this one. No, we'll do this one. This is fine. Okay, the AI's first turn. They're going to test. They're going to test the blue die on the top, and so they'll do there. It's going to be 4. They're going to gain an influence in blue and move 1 here and take this. All right, I didn't get my income, so I should have gotten 3 money, 2 money, and brightened a die, and we would have brightened a blue. Didn't do that. Like, why don't I have any money? That's why, because I didn't do my income. I forgot. But I gave them their money. Okay. I would like to move. So for me to move, I'd have to do some testing. I think we're going to test. But this is too small, and I don't want to test on their stuff. So maybe we... Okay. But I do... we need to build, though. If we can build... Can we build? So I have 2 of my 3... I want to brighten. Oh, that's rough. Okay, this is what we're going to do. This is probably inefficient, but this is what we're going to do. We're going to spend a 4 and this 6 here to do this ability. This will let us refresh one of our workers. This will let us brighten 3 dice, increase pip value by 1, and pay one of our workers to move to sail. So we're going to pay our worker to sail. We're going to take this. This will go here. We completed a row, so we get to move another one of our craftspeople and get influence in a guild. We're going to get influence up here. And we get to move another craftsperson. We're going to move this one. That's going to activate this, which is going to let us move another one up because we moved on the deal. So we're going to move another one up. And then this gets flipped down. And then because we did that, we get to brighten another die and draw a card, and we're going to brighten. So basically brightening 4 dice. And then we can increase the pip value of one of them like that. Okay, that was a huge turn. A lot of stuff happening there. If I want to build this, I need this, this, and this refreshed. So we've got to kind of think about that. All right, let's flip. They're going to build, or they're going to invent. They can't, so they're going to get 3 money. Oh, they have so much money. Okay, I need to be able to get this going here. So I think the way that I want to do that is we're going to go here. We're going to get a card. We're going to refresh. And we are going to up the pip value of one of these dice by 1. Let's move this up to a 3. What do I need? 7? We'll move this up to a 4. Okay. They're going to invent. They can't, so they're going to test. They're going to test with a charcoal die in here. So they're going to do that. They'll go 1, 2, 3. They'll take this. Okay, this is not ideal. Okay. We're going to discard both of these cards to brighten these 2 die. And then we can increase pip values. So we're going to increase this to a 3 and this to a 4. And then we're going to invent, or we're going to build. So we're going to send out these 2 white dice here. We're going to invent this, or build this, sorry. So it's going to cost, there's our 7 die values there. Do I have the money? Yes. So we're going to spend 2 for the carpenter. We're going to spend 2 for the chandler, and then we're going to flip our scribe and our tiler for our blacksmith, and that's going to move that up. We get to move up one of our people, so we're going to move this one up. This will flip. This will go here. This will get replaced. And then because we did this, we can exchange one die with another die entirely. One white die with another one. And it can be something we've already placed, or it can be something in our reserve. And we change it out for the exact value. And the value, we're going to change it out for a 2 blue, I think. And then because we did that, we get to draw a card and refresh one of our workers. And we are going to refresh. We're going to refresh that one. Okay. Oops. The AI is going to go. They have 3. They do, but they would build, but they can't build because there's already 3 things built. So they're just going to test. They're going to test the charcoal die. Here, it goes here. They get influence. And here, and they move up 1 space, taking this. Okay, so I've got to get myself moved up. So I've got my 2 workers here. Maybe I do want to test. Can I test somewhere? But they've kind of messed me up because the values are too high. So I can't really test there because they made it too hard for me to test. But I only need to move up 1 space. So we're going to go here to do that. We're going to get a coin. We're going to spend an influence in every guild. We're going to move our boat 1 space, and we're going to stop here. It's going to let us get a, we can ready a, or get a readied white die, and then put these from our workshop down here. They're going to go, they're going to, do they have 2 influence in orange? They do. So they're going to place a worker there. They're going to research. Now they will research in the farthest left spot of the area they're in. So they're going to research here and take that. Okay. I would very much like to sail a bit, especially if I can go, I don't know, go here maybe. But for me to sail, we're going to do this. We're going to take these two, and we're going to go back to this workshop. Now, the value, we have an 8, and so we can activate everything. So the first thing we're going to do... Oh, hold on. Yes. No. Yes. Yes. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to brighten 3 dice. So that gets brightened. These 2 get brightened. They move up. We can refresh one of our people. And then I'm going to move this guy up to move my boat. So I'm going to spend 1 coin and do that to move this up. To pay him to move my boat 1 space, we'll go here. This comes off. This will go here in this column. I'm going to use it to brighten a die as well. We'll brighten this one. It'll get me blue influence. All right. AI's turn. Do they have 3 money? They do. So they're going to publish. They're going to publish the top one. So this gets published. They're going to take their influence and plop it there. And that's it. Okay. We have 1 worker we can do something with. We've got a couple cards. What exactly do we want to do? I've got a lot of dice, but I kind of want to save some because all these are going to get thrown out. But I do want to be able to activate this row if I can, so maybe we try to do that. So let's do that. Let's discard our lantern to ready our guy down here. And we are going to take... We can turn this into a 6 because it's in the top, so we're going to turn it into a 6. We're going to use this gray die as a 4. We're going to go here. It's going to let us draw a card. It's going to let us ready somebody. It's going to give us 2 money. And then we can spend 2 money to pay our carpenter to move up and move over 1 space there. Okay. AI is going to take their turn. Do they have 2 blue influence? They do. Oops. So they're going to go there. Spend the 2 influence, and they're going to again research. Go like that. Okay. We may just tent because they're going to tent next turn anyway, so we might as well and see if we can get something out of it. So let's go ahead and tent. Yeah, let's tent. So we're going to tent here, and we're going to place the dummy there. Tenting there, we can spend 2 influence from any guild, so we're going to spend 2 from, 1 from there, 1 from there to research, and we can research any space behind or pay money, go forward. We're going to research here. Oh, hold on, that's not what I want. So our this. I'm taking this. So when we rest, we get all of our colored dice in our camel action. So we're taking that one for sure. We'll get that. They'll come back to our readied area. We are definitely taking that one. Okay. And then because we have a camel spot and we have a worker, we're going to get to refresh 2 people and brighten 2 dice. We'll brighten those 2 and we'll refresh. I guess we'll refresh them. No, we refresh these 2. Okay. The AI is going to take their last turn. They're going to tent. They're going to tent at that last spot here. And that's it. So let's do, we're leftmost player, so we're going to keep turn order. We're going to brighten all the unused dice, so these 2 get brightened. We get blue and orange influence. These 2 get brightened. We're going to turn all these back, but this will come back readied. We're going to get our workers back. They're going to get their workers back. And then we're going to raise our tents. We get blue influence. Let's go ahead and do the income. So actually, we'll set their decks up first. So they're going to get an additional, they'll get an additional die card. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then they get their 3 worker cards like normal. 1, 2, 3. Let me get them their 3. They have so much money. We'll do the last one of these, and then we'll take our income. So the last one of these, we'll move their boat 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll place out 2 orange and a blue. And then we'll put the orange on the double orange, which it's there. The blue is on that space, and the black is on the card in the single black. Okay. We're just going to remove these out of the way because we're kind of done with them. Okay, let's do our income. So we get 4 money from being up here, and we get 3 money from being down here. So that's 7 money. Okay. So let's kind of, before we kind of take the rest of our turns, let's kind of assess what we've got going on. We are really, so these are things I want to accomplish this round. I want to be able to invent at least one more thing to clear this off. That'll let us actually get a bunch of dice brightened, so that'll give us more actions. That'll also maximize our scoring potential here because we need 2 columns emptied. I also want to build, if I can build 2 more things, that would be ideal, but we're already at least a minimal threshold here, so if I can publish this, I can at least double it up and get some more points that way. So that's kind of what I want to do from that perspective. So if we're going to build something, the only spot we can build from is here, and it costs 11. We can do that. But the thing is, what do we want to build? Or what do we want to invent? None of these are good for influence purposes, but this one's probably the best, and it's really cheap that if we do end up building it, we could. So we're going to go ahead and do that before the AI takes it from me. So we're going to take up here, and we're going to turn this to a 6. Put these out as our first camel action for the 11, and go here. We're going to do this Hemlet. It's going to get us black influence. We also get 2 card draws because we spent 2 orange dice here. And then we get to bump up here, and we get to take this. This comes off. We'll go here, and we get to move up 3 of our dice out of here. So it's going to be these ones. The other thing that I hope I can do is sail. If I can sail and at least get another tile here, we can boost that up and just get a little bit extra from that. So anyway, that's our turn. Let's go with the bot. Do they have 3 money? They do, so they're going to build. They're going to build the thing at the bottom. Like so. Flip that. Get their influence there. And then we'll bring out another one of these. Okay. How will I can sail by testing. So, I mean, that's really what it's going to come down to. So let's go ahead and do, so we can spend a turn testing, which will go 1, 2, we'll go 1, 2, 3, which is not super where I want to stop, but we could at least pull a worker back. We haven't placed a worker out, so maybe we want to wait. Or I could test here and go 2, 1, 2, and take this, fill that in here, and get a column. And then maybe run some of these workshops and get some of this stuff moved up. Maybe. I kind of would like that, if I could. Maybe we just take the 3. So I need a test. That's one of my camel actions. And I need to, because I've already gotten the maximum for this. I'm not going to be able to build 2 things. I just don't have the space for it, I don't think. Although I could try to, no, this is, yeah, I've only already built 2 things, so I have to build 2 more things. I don't think there's just, it's not going to happen because it's not enough time. So maybe I do place my worker out, and I think this is what we'll do. We'll place our worker out, and we'll go here. We'll spend an influence in each guild and get a money. Move our bow to space. Go here and place that here. That is going to get us another column, which will let us refresh one of our workers. So we're going to refresh our scribe. And we are going to I'm sorry, not refresh, move up one of our workers. We'll move one up and we'll get influence somewhere, and we'll get influence in, we'll get influence here in black. Okay. The AI is going to go, they're going to test the blue die in the top deal, which doesn't really matter. They're going to go there. It's going to bump one spot here. They're going to get a worker card and shuffle that into their deck. And it's going to flip everything else over. So flips, flippy, 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 flippy. Okay. I want to test this. So we're going to swap this out. Test this one here. It's going to get us blue influence, and we're going to go 1, 2. So we're going to stop there. We're going to pull a worker back and get a die of another color into our area up here. That die. So what do we end up wanting to test? We can test orange. That'll get us movement. We can get blue or orange. I think we'll go for orange. 5. Okay, that's great because we can place that here. That'll be good. Oh, but I do need to get that. I need to publish that. I need that published. So I'm going to have to hire another camel to publish and to test. Okay, I think that's our plan. AI is going to take their turn. Do they have a thing in every guild? They sure do. So when they do this, they take one of the 3 spots here, and they take it in the order from here, here, and here. So they're going to block that spot off, which was the camel spot. Dang it, every single time. Every single time. They're going to get a die card and a coin. Every single time. They take the exact thing I'm going to do. Okay, let's reassess this now. I should have did that earlier. Gosh darn it. So I was wanting to build this and to test it to move down the deal. I can't do both. If I go down here, I can take this, research, maybe get some more tiles. So maybe we can just do that and see if we can fill out another row and just forego the 2 points that we're losing out 4 points for not building this, basically. Then another 2 for not moving on this. So is it worth doing? Because I don't really have another way to move down this deal. Okay, I think this is what we're going to do. We're going to go here. We're going to get a money. We're going to just test some stuff. We're going to do this. We're going to go down here. We're going to take this. This is going to let us go here. And by placing that there, we're going to get to research. We're going to research in this spot here. Okay, this actually might turn out to be something nice. So here, okay, so these are options. Instant effects. Move 2 of our craftspeople up. Brighten 4 dice. Or get influence and take a workshop tile from behind us. We take the workshop tile from behind. We can do it here to get a card. This moving up 2 will let us bump up there. So I think that's actually what we're going to go for. So we're going to take that one. That's 1 point at the end of the game for us. But these 2 bump up, which activates this, which moves us up here. And then it activates this one, which lets us brighten a die and draw a card. So we're going to draw a card, and we're going to brighten a die, and I think we'll brighten one of these. Okay. And is that it? I think that's it. Okay. The bot's going to go. They're going to invent. They only have 1 spot to invent. That doesn't match anything. This matches orange, so they're going to invent there. They'll get an orange influence, and they will place this out here. Like so. Okay. So if I go 1, 2, 3, I can go here, take something else, or, I mean, it doesn't really matter because I'm not going to get any more points or so. I mean, that would be 1 point versus, I think I need to publish this. So do I have something? Okay, I don't. Okay, so we need to first get my scribe flipped over. So we're going to spend these two as a 10 to go there. That's going to get us our scribe flipped over. It's going to get us 2 money. It's going to get us a card draw. We're also going to spend 3 money to do him, move him up, and move up on this. Okay. The bot's going to go. Do they have 3 money? They're going to publish. Oh, they better not publish my stinking thing. They're going to spend their 3 money, and they're going to publish this. So I'll move this over. And then they're going to take that and put that there. Okay. That's done. We're going to publish now. So to publish, let's see, what else can we do here? Let's discard this flute to brighten a die and increase the die value by 1. We're going to publish with the blue die, which lets us brighten another die. We're going to brighten this one. And then we're going to publish this. So we have the 8 value. We don't have to pay ourselves. And we're going to spend 3 for the scribe and move him up. And 3 to him and move him up. This gets moved over here. We get another influence up there. Or another thing up there. Okay. Do they have influence in every guild? They do not. So they're going to get influence in orange and blue and get a coin. Okay. So what are some more things we can do? We can't do any more camel actions. So we can't test. We could fill out some of this stuff over here maybe. We could raise these up. That would be great. So I want to do that here. So I think for sure we're going to go here. That's 9. We're going to refresh one of our people. We're going to brighten 3 dice. So we're going to brighten this once, twice. That's influence up here. And brighten this one. That's the 3rd. Then we're going to spend the 2 money and flip this down for the 3rd money to move this up to move our ship. We're going to move our ship 1 space here. Go here to get a card. I'm going to draw a card. And then I think if I can, oh yeah, maybe we can get another effect from that. Okay, AI is going to go. They have 4 money to publish. They do. So they're going to spend 4 money. They're going to publish the only thing they can, which is mine. So I actually get a money for that. They're going to publish. Okay. We're just going to get them a bunch of points. We have no built things, which is kind of funny. Okay. They still got quite a few cards left because they got so many added from other actions. So I would like to maybe do some... sort of... Okay. I think... here we're going to do this. We're going to spend our worker and go here. We're going to spend 1 blue influence. Oops, wrong color. And a coin. And we're actually going to get a blue die and move 2 of our craftspeople up. We're going to swap out this for this. No, this for this. And then we're going to move our 2 craftspeople up here. That's going to activate this, which we move our boat. We're going to get this. Put that there. And then this gets removed entirely. So now this whole thing moves down. But because we filled a column, we get to move another person up. We'll move that person up. We get to influence another guild. We get to draw another card, and we get to brighten another die, and we're going to brighten this one. Combo! Okay. AI is going to go. They're going to invent. They can't, so they're just going to test. They're going to test with the black die in this column. So it's going to be 1. They're going to get an influence in black, and they're going to move 2 spaces. They're going to go 1, 2. They're going to take that. Okay. I want to be able to do some research. So for me to do research, what do we want to do here? We're going to place our last worker actually, If we go here, we can get 2 money. Hold on, let's discard. Let's discard this to flip this and bump this up to this. We can flip this to move this up here and bump something else up. We can discard this to do this and bump this up. We can do this to flip this to do that and do our scribe. Okay, we're going to discard all those cards. Which, hold on, this might not be the smartest thing. Oh, whatever. That's just a point we lost. Okay, so we've done all that. I think the thing I want to do, actually, we'll make, yeah, well, and then because of the section it's in, we'll turn this to a 3, and we'll go here. Oh, no, not yet, not yet, not yet. Hold on. I actually needed this guy flipped up. I don't think I had anything for him. Okay, let's just go here. We're going to go to... We're going to go here and cut these 2 out to research. We're going to research... We're going to research here for this. So we can move our boat 1 space. We could instantly... Oh! We could do a camel action. Or we could refresh all of our people. If we do a camel action... Okay, I think that's what we're going to go for. We're going to do the camel action. So we're going to do that. We're going to get a camel action. This flips this over so we can get a camel. Okay, perfect. Do they have 2 influence in orange? They sure do. So they're going to place a worker there. And they're going to research. And they're going to research right there. Okay. It's tight. So now that we have the cameral, we could do some boat stuff. Now, if we do that here, we can move our deal, which will get us a bunch of points. It'll get us an extra point at the end of the game. We can go here, add that onto here, and raise that up and get some points that way, which may not be a bad idea. So let's do it. We'll spend this 5. Wait. Yes, I need to do that. Here. And we're going to spend that to go here. And it's going to go 1, 2, whatever. And we can take any tile from behind because we're at the end. So that needs an orange 9. We'll take this one and place that here. That's going to bump up somebody. So let's bump up. Let's bump up that person. Okay. Yes, I think that's what I want to do. Okay. They have 3 money. They do. They're going to build. They're going to build the top one here, which I get 2 money for them building. Oh, wrong thing. Okay. So I think is the last thing I'm going to do is try to do this. And I can pay one of my workers to increase the value of whatever I'm doing to 6. I'm sorry, by 6, but paying them will move them up and get me a point. And I can move somebody else up, so it's moving up 2 people, so it's 2 points. And I'm only just going to be spending money and flipping them over. So yeah, I guess that's it. I think that we're going to do that. So let's go ahead and we're going to go here. We're then going to pay one of our workers. So we're going to pay those 3 to move that one up. And then we're going to move... Oh, hold on. Wait a minute. We're going to spend these to move that one up, and we can move up another one because of that. Or would I rather get the influence in a guild? We're going to tent next turn. So it depends on really where I want to be. Actually, no, we're going to go here and we're going to bump up the other two and then get some combos. So we're going to go ahead and move that guy up there, and then we'll tent and go here and move the rest of them up. Okay. The AI is going to go, do they have 2 black influence? They sure do. So they're going to place their last worker here. They're going to spend the 2, and they are going to research, and they're going to research here because that's the farthest left space they can. Okay, we're going to tent. So we're going to take our tent, and we're going to put it here. That's going to bump these 2 up. It's going to activate this. We get to research. The only spot we can research is this one. So we're going to research this spot, which, oops. I can't afford to do this, otherwise I would. So we're gonna do this one. We're gonna take that here, and then because the tent action we got it, we're gonna be able to activate it. So we're gonna do that. We're gonna be able to move one of our craftspeople up, but we did this. So that's is also gonna activate this, which will get us a card draw, and moving that up, I guess. But that's gone. And then we get to move somebody else up, so we'll move them up here. And then I think that's it. I think we're done. And then the AI is going to go. They're going to test. They're going to test a orange die here. Oh, and they're just going to help a brother out, aren't they? I'm going to put that there, get the influence there, and take that tile there. All right. After an hour and almost hour and a half, we are at the end of the game. Hopefully I didn't miss any rules. So the last time I played this, we actually tied, and they beat me on because of this. And they would beat me again because they're on the bottom. So let's go ahead and score. The first thing we're going to score is guild majorities. Oh, let's do tenting first. I have to put my block out. So I'm going to block this one, and then they would tent. Oh, they wouldn't research. Never mind. Let me undo that. They need a tent. I don't know what I was thinking. So they would not get this tile. So they're tenting. They're going to tent, and they're going to tent here. Okay. Sorry, I messed that up. Okay. So they're tenting. We're going to raise tents. And now we're going to go for majorities. So let's do this. So me versus the AI. So guild majorities. Let's do me first. Let's put these here, and we'll just kind of use this to kind of keep track of what's what. So in purple, or I'm sorry, in the blue guild, I have 2 influence. The bot has 3 influence, and they have 4, so I have 0 from this one. I get 2 from this one, and here I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I get the most that one. So I get 2 plus 6, which is going to be 8. The bot gets 1, 0, 0. So they get 1. Because they tie. They tie for this, and they beat the tie. The tiebreaker is the ship. So actually they get the 3 points from that. So they actually get 4 for that. Okay, saved it. They get nothing for this, but we'll get 12 points for being there. Research. So for research, we have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. They have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Craftspeople, they get 0. We get points for whatever thing is here. So we get 4 times 5, 20, 25. These tiles here, they get 2 for every one they have. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. We get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Things built, we get 6. They get 9 because they get 3 for each one they've done. Okay, so this is the tricky part. So this part here is for building and for publishing. So we're going to start with this column, and we're going to do purple first. So if you are only in the built column, you get +1. If you built the machine, you get +1 victory points for each die that was tested there. They get 0 because none of the dies were tested here. We're going to go here. If you are the builder but not the publisher, you get 3 points. So that's irrelevant in this case. If you are the publisher and not the builder, you get +1 for every die there. Again, irrelevant because every publisher... I'm sorry, that's not true. They publish this, they get 2 points, so it's 2. If you are the builder and the publisher, you get 1 point plus 1 for every die tested. So this is 2 points for this, for being the publisher, but not the builder. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 10 total points for that. For us, we are the publisher and builder, so it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so end game stuff, or end game scoring for these. The way it works for the AI, they just get 4 points for every single influence marker they have. So they get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 times 4 is 32. Oh gosh. We are not going to get that. We will get, so the 2 that we did are going to be these 2. This one is going to be, we get 2 points if we published, or we built 2 things. We built 2 things. We get 2 points, and it happens twice because we have 2 things, so that's 4. And then we get 4 points if we have 2 columns unfilled, and we get that twice, so that's going to be, that's going to be 8. So we get 12. So we get 12 for that. And then at the end of the game, for every 4 things we have, cards and money, we get a point. And then the bot will get 1 point for every money they have, but they have none. So that's going to be the final score here. This was my last game, like I said. So let's tally this up with my phone. Tally this up with my device. Stuff is shipping. So I'm distracted. Okay. So we'll do the AI first because I want to see where they stand. So 4 plus 10 plus 12 plus 9. Not 2. So 4 plus 10 plus 12 plus 9 plus 10 plus 32. 77. Okay. All right, I'm scared. I'm scared. 8 plus 12 plus 13 plus 25. Oh, we're at 58. Plus 7 plus 6 plus 6 plus 12 plus 1. 90. Yes. I've played this 7 times. This is my first win. I kept getting closer. So that's it. Assuming I didn't mess any scoring up, I didn't mess any rules up, we won 90 to 77. I mean, it just took almost half a dozen plays in order to sort out what's going on, because my first score I got annihilated. But yeah, that's Inventors of South Tigris. Man, they blow me away with these games. Like, truly blow me away. And there's a fat stack. I mean, a fat stack of these tiles. Like, you could basically, like, the amount you put out for a solo game, it's like another 2/3 aren't being used. So like you could basically take the stacks that you didn't really touch. Like we went through a lot. Like I don't know, I took a lot this game, and none of these I saw because the bot took them. All of those, like so you could actually reshuffle that up and then have a completely different experience. Because I kickstarted it, there's a couple extra tiles. Like there's 4 workshop tiles, there's 3 research tiles, and there's 2 of the tiles up there. So basically, because there's 5, there's another 5 you could do. Tons of the research things, you're not going to see them all. You're only going to see 5 in a game, or 4 in a game. 5 of each one, really. Or 4 here at any given time, so you don't even really see them. And you can really lean into different strategies, because like I leaned in to like trying to, well, I guess I did a lot of everything in this one, because I got this pretty high on the tower. I got this all the way down. I got this high up. So I did a lot of really good stuff in this game. So, yeah. I mean, they are maniacs. Shem Phillips and Sam McDonald, they are maniacs with how they do this stuff. It's incredible. I'm blown away with how they design. And I'm so excited to see the, I think it's the Moon Saga, that's going to tie the 3 games together. Because Scholars really blew me away. That was the first time of their stuff that I was like, holy cow. Like, I like Viscounts is one of my favorite games of all time. I really love Paladins, especially when I come back to it after having played a bunch of other stuff. Architects is like my least favorite, but I like it. I think Ezra Nehemiah was killer. Wayfarers I've appreciated after the fact, but when I first got it, I didn't appreciate it as much. But I really enjoy like mechanically that game as well. And I love dice, and they just made these dice be a lot of fun in a Euro game, and like you still feel like the decisions you're making are, they're not you know, like you don't, I mean, luck is a factor, but it's luck is a net factor in a lot of stuff. So they blow me away with their stuff. So I'm super looking forward to the expansions that are coming next year in the Kickstarter with the Tome Saga, with the Moon Saga, and they're doing in the Moon Saga is it's a solo campaign. It's a 6-part solo campaign running through each of the games twice, once with the expansion and without the expansion for each of the games, and I'm super duper looking forward to it. And the expansion for this is going to have asymmetric player powers. It's going to create wildly different starts, and I'm very excited to see how that turns out. It's so crazy how it turns it up that there's a round cutoff on it. So I'll be really interested to see how they implement that going for that. Anyway, that's Inventors. That's a long enough video as it is. Thank you guys for hanging in there. Let me know what you guys think of the game. I'm completely floored by this game. It's incredible. But yeah, that's going to be it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.